I am going to authentically document what it looks like to go all in for Christ. This is something that has always been on my mind, but something that I've been putting off for quite some time. And I wanted to share it with you guys, and I know it needs to get done. Plain and simple, there have been thoughts in my mind that would try to put it off, or thoughts in my mind that would try to get around the fact that it's going to be difficult and try to almost shortcut the process. But I know that this is going to be required of me to achieve every goal that I've set and to truly live for Christ. And it starts with this external level of accountability, right? I don't know how many people are going to view this video right now, but it truly doesn't really matter to me. But to just showcase my process and the work that God is doing in me and through me, and to be able to have his character reflected through me, so that, you know, people who do encounter the videos that I put out and people who do see the day-to-day can benefit from it and can truly see, like, wow, you know, this is possible. It is possible to transform. It is possible to go all in for Christ. And I just wanted to showcase that, and to just have this be the first video that I put out, and first of many, you know, just posting every single day. And I wanted to make this video specifically to just hold myself accountable, because I know that if I were to try to just do it for myself, I find it a lot difficult to just do something for myself as opposed to doing something for others. And I know that, like, it sounds backwards. A lot of the advice people give out there, like, oh, do it for yourself, king, and like stuff like that. But the truth is like, I want to carry other people's burdens. I want to be someone who purposefully makes myself uncomfortable so that other people can feel more comfortable, right? I want to be the type of person to carry that burden for others. And so, yes, it's a beautiful thing to do it for yourself, but more than that, bro, do it for God. Do it for the people you love. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I know it's going to be difficult to post every single day and to document it, but I know it's going to be so worth it, because I believe that I have so much to share. I believe that God has so much to show through my story, through my journey, through the processes that are going to be followed every single day, through the systems, through the Bible readings, through the community aspect of things, right? The beautiful church that I'm blessed to be part of, my leadership position as a young adult leader, and, you know, the mental battles, everything in between that I want to document and that I want to share with you guys. Just want to show you guys firsthand the work that God is doing in my life, the work that God is doing through me, the transformation that I had, and the transformations that I want to create in the lives of those who are watching. And I know that that happens through the work of the Holy Spirit. And yeah. All right, boys. So came to the conclusion I'm probably going to be doing most of the documentation on YouTube specifically, and, you know, repurposing some of that content for short form. That way I'll have both platforms to post on. But I feel like YouTube is just a lot more intimate, right? I'm able to just sit down and speak for a lot longer, as opposed to just trying to capture your attention and, you know, keep you watching for the entirety of a short, where people are just like scrolling through Instagram just to scroll through. I feel like YouTube is a lot more intentional. People can sit down, people can listen for a little bit longer. So writing in my 5-4-5, which is essentially 5 goals that I have before 2027, 4-step morning routine, and 5 needle moving activities that are going to get me a little bit closer to these goals, right? Because it's good to have the vision of like where you want to go, the direction you want to go, and then to have these 5 needle moving activities that are going to be the highest leverage activities that you could possibly be doing to get you a little bit closer to achieving those goals, right? Because again, you could have the direction, you can have a set place you want to get to, but if you don't actually have a plan of attack of what you do every single day, you're never going to get there, right? And so that's what I've been doing for consistently ever since I got back from Indonesia, is just like writing down my goals, writing out the vision, and ticking the box literally every single day, and just getting in the habit of being someone who doesn't miss a day, right? Being able to write out what I got to do and tick the box. That's it. Like, that's literally all I have to focus on. And if I'm able to tick the box every single day, I know that that's a stepping stone to getting a little bit closer to my goals. Because it's alignment, it's directional, right? And so you just want to make sure that you're taking steps in the right direction, and make sure that what you do on a day-to-day basis is actually in alignment to where you want to be, right? And so that's what we're going to be focusing on and chasing, is essentially aligning ourselves with the identity, aligning our habits, aligning the way we think with who we want to be, where we want to go, right? Because the truth is, that's all it comes down to, is congruency. Does your desire match your sacrifice? Does the place that you want to go, or the direction that you want to head to, align with the action that you're taking? And if not, then it needs to be in alignment. Otherwise, there's going to be conflict and you won't actually be able to get there. And so I want to be able to speak about things that I've learned personally on this journey. I don't want to speak about things that I haven't personally been through myself or have learned or tackled on, right? And so, because it could be easy for me to just sit down and like tell a bunch of my clients to do XYZ. If it's not something that I have done, it's like I can't live with myself. And so, I'm just going off of what has personally worked for me, what my mindset is, where my mind is at right now, and essentially everything I'm going to accomplish between now and before the start of 2027, so that by the time 2027 rolls around, I'm already moving with momentum. And so a lot of people are going to wait until the new year, the new month, the new whatever, right? And end up waiting their entire lives instead of just starting now, so that once you do build that momentum and that time does come, you're already moving, right? And so that's kind of the mindset I have right now in terms of where I want to be before 2027 even starts. And I don't want to show you guys my goals right now, right? Because I want to keep this to myself. But when I actually do achieve these goals before 2027, I'll show you guys every single thing that I wrote out that has enabled me to achieve this, and speaking with that level of certainty and praying about it every single day and journaling about it, and genuinely having a plan and sticking to it every single day and increasing my capacity more and more every single day. It's not like an overnight transformation. I'm like, okay, boom, I'm going to start sticking to these systems. It's like I'm slowly increasing my capacity to be able to get the work done and just becoming the type of person to tick the box every single day. You could scale this down to be like, it could be something small, like, okay, read a page, or, do 5 push-ups, whatever it is. It could be scaled down, but you are instilling the habit of someone who doesn't skip a day. You are instilling the habit of someone who shows up and ticks the box. That's it. Do that for long enough, and then you could continue to progress, and then your capacity to get work done is going to increase over time. So got this journal in Indo, and so it's a really nice journal. So I want to make sure that the contents of it is, meaningful and actually transformative. So every single day, consistency of doing it. This is what the process that I'm following right now is all about. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys on whatever next segment I decide to film. All right, boys, I was super tempted to just sit back after my leg day, scroll for a little bit, and then order some DoorDash, order a pizza or Burger King. I even got to the point where I tried to redeem my Burger King gift card that I won at an event. But then I told myself, like, yeah, how nice would that be? How easy would it be to do that? Which is exactly why I can't. And so this is the standard that I'm holding myself to now. And a lot of people may be saying that, oh, you're, obviously one day wouldn't hurt. You're making too big of a deal out of this. It's like, okay, yeah, true. One day won't kill my gains. But what does that do for me in the future? Right? It's going to make it easier for me to take shortcuts in the future if I were to give myself the excuse to fall short now. And so if I'm truly thinking about my future, and I'm truly thinking about, reaping the results that I want, then these are the little things that I have to hold myself accountable to. It's difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's like a lot of people think, oh, this is something little, I don't have to worry too much about it, right? But the Bible tells us whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. And so you want to be blessed with more, and yet you aren't willing to be faithful with the little that God has entrusted you with now. And so this is my whole core message, right? Is how we do the little things will play a huge role in how we do anything else in life. And so you can't expect to be blessed with more if you can't first be entrusted with the little that God has given you now, right? And so when nobody is watching, right, when nobody is at home, right, reputation is built in public, but character is built in private. You should be a lot more focused on building character than building a reputation. You can't fake conviction, right? You can't put on a mask in front of people and try to pretend that you're someone when you're not, right? Eventually you'll be found out. And so that is why it is so important to live with integrity. That's why it's so important to go all in for the Lord, right? If you would not do an activity in front of someone else, why would you do it in front of the Lord, right? And so, yeah, I could order junk food. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. True, right? It probably wouldn't affect my physique in that much, but I'm more concerned over what it's going to do for my mentality, right? What it's going to do for me in the future. If I were to give myself a little leeway here, then who's to say that, oh, it's going to be a lot easier to give myself leeway in the future because I already did it. And so I can't conform to that. I have to hold myself accountable to even the little things, like cooking the meal when I don't feel like it. I've been having rice with eggs almost every single day, at least 5 to 10 eggs, for a very, very, very long time now, right? And so yes, one cheat meal won't kill you. Yes, falling short one time won't kill you. It won't be the end of it won't be the end of your life, right? It's not the end of the world if that happens. But truly, truly think about the magnitude of what it's going to do for you in the future, right? And so, with that being said, we're going to cook my rice with eggs. I told you guys I wanted to document not just what I do on a day-to-day basis, but the thought process behind it too, right? I could just show you like, okay, in the morning, I wake up, I cook eggs, I go to the gym, I train at the gym, go home, and I do this. I don't want to do that, right? I want to be able to show you guys what the mindset is behind everything that I do so that you guys can apply it yourself too, and how all of this is going to lead me to achieving my goals, to having the relationships that I want to have with people, to building my dream physique, to deepening my relationship with Christ, to being able to serve to the best of my ability and provide value to others, right? To be able to provide value to the marketplace, to be able to change the lives of others for the better, right? But how are you supposed to change the lives of others if you can't even make change yourself? Right? Obviously, true and meaningful change comes from the work of the Holy Spirit, right? But it only comes if you are to accept it, accept the change, be willing to change, right? And so that's what I wanted to speak about. You guys can't even see my face. All you see is, my hand gestures and this egg that I'm holding in my hand. But I truly wanted to just speak from the heart and to document this journey with you guys fully. And there probably might only be a few of you watching right now. That's totally fine, because I know where I'm going to be in the future, and I know that, okay, once we look back on this video, we'll be like, wow, this guy has been speaking about this since the very beginning. And so that's what the goal is, and I will see you guys later.